definitely.
So we are,
as we get
Ronnie's
ready for
going
the
and
Civ
getting
panel,
the Civ guys. We're gonna slide down and make some room for them.
all right, we're playing musical chairs here. Hope it's entertaining for all of you as it
All
is
right.
for us. While we get set up here with our Civ friends.
All right, so we're bringing in some of the guys from Civ. We're gonna talk to them right now.
So we have Ed and Dennis with us, and they're going to walk us through some of the new stuff that was revealed yesterday with the Brave New World expansion. So I'm going to let you guys take it away. I'm really excited about being able to play it.
Sure.
And I caught some of the panel, but I knew you guys were coming on here, and you guys can speak to it much better than I can. So you guys take it away.
All right. Well, I'm Dennis Shirk. I'm the senior producer on the Civ team, and with me is Ed Beach, the lead producer, lead designer on the over on the Civ team. We're going to be showing off the second expansion for Sid Meier's Civilization 5, which is called Brave New World, and it's the second expansion for Ed as well. He also designed Gods and Kings. I'd like to remind everybody who's watching that there might be a bug here or there. We're right in the middle of development, so just feel free to ignore that as we're going along. But I'll kick it off to Ed, and he's going to tell you a couple of things that we're looking at.
If I could stop you for just one moment while we work on your mic, one thing I want to talk about that you were talking about looking at a few bugs at first.
Yeah.
This is really more of a sneak preview than anything else, which is really, really cool. Because I know when Gods and Kings came out, I was really looking forward to that, and just how much stuff you guys show to the fans is awesome. Do you want to talk a little bit while we're fixing this about Poland and how that worked to kind of, you really took a lot of fan feedback. Firaxis is known for taking a ton of fan feedback, and that's why showing this kind of stuff, even in development, is so awesome of you guys.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, a lot of what we do involves the fans. I mean, Ed and the gameplay team do a fantastic job of coming up with the new systems and really just refining everything where we think that there's parts of the game that need to be more exciting and more engaging. But really, when we're all over the forums, we're all over the forums all the time. Civ Fanatics, Appolitan, We Play Civ. We see what the fans are asking for. So if they're asking, we see a lot of attention for like Poland, for example. For certain other Civs, we want to try to get them into the game because it's what the fans really want. We also have a gameplay feedback group called Frankenstein. That's actually made up of fans from the community, really hardcore fans that really know the game, front, back, left, right, probably somewhat more than we even know our own game. And they've been around since Civ 4 and before, giving our gameplay team constant feedback through development. So as we're putting systems into the game and we need like further refinement, further balance, maybe we need some exploits found, they're there giving us feedback. So the fans' DNA, as much as ours, is written into all of our games.
Which is really what makes this game so great.
Sure.
Just like in Gods and Kings, we have a whole bunch of new content for the game. We have 9 new civilizations, 2 new scenarios, a bunch of new gameplay units, and so forth. But what we're really excited about with Brave New World is we were able to go ahead and look at the culmination of the game, the 20th century, the end of the game, where things really end up closing in on victory, and that's where we really put our emphasis with Brave New World. So before, if you sort of had a chance to coast to victory, that's not the case anymore. Things are really shaking up now here at the end of the game, and we feel like that's going to really excite people. So we're going to start out our demo. We're playing as Casimir, the leader of Poland. We can take a little look on the screen and see some of his attributes. And Poland's ability is called Solidarity, which gives them the ability to have a bonus social policy whenever they advance to a new technological age. It's a very, very flexible policy, gives them the chance to kind of set up their civilization however they want. They can go for a very cultural style of play, a very militaristic side of play. The social policies provide a lot of choice, so you can really explore all sorts of different options in terms of paths through the game with Poland. They have a unique unit that's called the Winged Hussar. The good thing about the Winged Hussar is he's able to knock back the enemy when he makes the attack, so you can disrupt the enemy lines, punch a hole in them, get into kind of their backfield, and really drive a wedge between them and your objective with them.
And he looks awesome. The detail on that.
Yeah, the Winged Hussar is just the most amazing looking unit. As soon as we announced to our art team that we were doing Poland, and they knew that they could get to do that unit, they were just all over it. That was like a dream project for them. Dennis is going to go give you a little heads up. We'll move the wing to start on. I'm not sure exactly. I think what I was told is that those wings that they have on the back, they used it because when a whole thousands of those knights charged at the same time in the battle, it made this kind of like roaring sound, and it was actually very frightening to the enemies. So they're kind of wacky looking, but they actually had a historical reason for doing that.
Now we just have to find out why Lady Gaga wears that outfit.
Exactly. Well, I
She's
don't know.
got her
Maybe
reasons, they have theirs.
She needs to get on horseback.
Watch it, she'll do it.
Bizarre.
She'll do it. You just wait, and we'll say, thought of it here.
She charges, pushes people back, you know.
Okay, so we briefly went through and also saw that there was a unique building for Poland. The unique building is the Ducal Stable.
Right.
It's really a way to emphasize the fact that they're a great mounted culture in terms of having just abilities with horse-based units. And so when they build those stables, they get extra food and production, gold production from their pasture tiles, and they also get more experienced mounted units. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to look around the game world and see what's different here in a Brave New World game. So Dennis is going to show you on screen that our top menu bar has changed, and one of the new things that's added there is what we're calling the international trade routes. International trade starts early in the game. You get that when you first research sailing or animal husbandry, and as soon as you have one of those types of units, you can start sending them out into the world to other cities, other city-states, and start to build up your trade revenue. So we're going to go over to the city of Lodz, where we have a caravan ready to go, and we're going to select the menu item that gives you all of your trade route options. And with the trade route screen, you'll see that we actually have two different sets of trade routes. You have this top part of the screen where we have internal trade routes to other Polish cities, and that can send you food and production.
Okay.
It's not normally what you think you do with trade. You think of trade as like between empires, but this is sort of taking all those resources and channeling them inside your own empire. So imagine like the Egyptians in ancient times when they're trying to build those pyramids. They wanted all the marble and all those workers to just be bringing everything in to Giza to get those great pyramids built. So you can do the same thing now in Brave New World and channel some of those trade routes internally and get production to build a great wonder in the world. You can also use food to amp up the growth of new cities. You get a new city going, you're establishing like a colony across the water, you can send it food, and all of a sudden now that city is as big as any of your other ones and really very productive.
Oh, that's awesome. So you can kind of jumpstart that inner economy instead of trading with other cities.
So you really have to think about with the new trade system how you want to, what are your priorities right now? Do you want the gold because that gives you all sorts of flexibility in terms of things you can buy or trade with gold? Or do you want to really just build up your empire? But if you're doing that, then your income's going to go down. You've made a trade-off there. Okay, so Dennis is going to select one of our new city-states that we added for the expansion called and that ancient Mesopotamian city-state is where we're going to send this trade caravan to right now. Okay, and this is an automated unit. It's going to move across the map on its own. We won't have to click each turn to move it. It knows where its destination is. And the only other thing we're going to have to worry about with these trade routes is whether or not they can get attacked by some of the other barbarians in the game or other powers.
Barbarians are always sneaking up on me. Always.
Yes. So yeah, that kind of stuff is going to happen to you. And we're going to show you now the cargo ship, which is the naval trade unit. And he's going to have to go on a path. We're going to send him to a city-state that's across the water. You can see the path being traced on the screen on where it's going to go. And we're going to go ahead and select that. But we're a little bit worried that there might be something in those fog tiles that can come and attack him. So we're going to take our frigates here and move them out into the fog and see exactly what we might be worried about.
You sound like you've played before to be worried about the fog.
Just a couple times.
Just a few times.
Yes.
Okay, so what's happened is we've just stumbled into one of our new leaders. Pedro II is the leader of Brazil. Brazil's a brand new civilization. It's never appeared in the Civilization series before.
I was really excited about Brazil.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fans that are really excited about Brazil. I'm excited to include Brazil. Brazil is where the next World Cup's going to be. It's where the next Olympics, Summer Games are going to be. It's just a nation that's really rising up. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Brazil's got an interesting trait. We haven't talked about it a lot, but I think we're allowed to spill a little bit of the details on it right now.
Oh, spill the beans. Let's go.
So Brazil has a special, unique ability, and it's called Carnival.
Okay. I know what Carnival is.
Sounds like a fun party kind of atmosphere for your civilization, but what happens is with the new, we're about to show you the tourism system in the game, and Brazil is the best at tourism when they have the Carnival going. And so you're thinking, well, how does Carnival work in the Civilization game? What we've done is we've tied it to our Golden Age system, and so periodically through the game, when your people are happy enough, a Golden Age starts up. And that's what happens for Brazil, except for their Golden Ages have a special name. They're called a Carnival. Okay? And whenever a Carnival is underway, the tourism for Brazil, there are thousands and thousands of people that go to Brazil for Carnival every year. So we're reflecting that in the game by they have double tourism output when they're in one of their Golden Ages.
Oh, that's neat. That's awesome.
So it's fun. You got to watch out for Brazil if they're in their game. If you haven't finished off the game and you get to the late 20th century, Brazil starts up their carnivals. They're just going to roll to a culture victory, and you're not going to be able to stop them.
So Brazil's a force to be reckoned with when they party, is what I'm hearing.
Right. Yeah, this Pedro guy doesn't look like kind of the party-ball partying guy, but
Once
I bet he
Pedro
could
starts
get
to
down.
party,
He
he can't be stopped.
he leads them on the right path, and they get it going.
It's one big conga line. It's crazy.
With Pedro at the front.
Okay, so we just talked about the tourism system a little bit, but we haven't really shown you anything about what that looks like in the game, and we're going to do that now. Up on the top, Dennis is mousing over where we're seeing how much tourism we're producing every turn. That's 12 tourism a turn right now, just because we have a certain number of great works that we've created in our cities. But let's give you a little bit more of the details on how the great works actually come into being. We also, looking at our capital city of Warsaw, we see that the city screen's been expanded. There's a new item you can look at, which is the tourism output. And so Dennis is showing us that. And then over on the right-hand side of the screen where we list out all the buildings, there are a bunch of slots over there that they look like art palettes or writing quills. And that's slots in your cultural buildings where the great works of literature or of art or of music go for your civilization. So we have a couple that we've already built already, but we want to show you how that works. And so we're going to find one of the, who do we have here? James, okay, we have Whistler. So Whistler in this game was a Polish great artist. Actually, in real life, he's an American, but you can tie any of those great people into your civilization just like in any Civ game. And so we're going to see what he does when he gets the create great work command added for him.
So how did you guys decide what was great music? Because I'd be sitting there going, well, Information Society's pretty cool, and Erasure's good too. So what became the great music, and how do you kind of decide the wonders and what goes in?
Really iconic, classical, through history pieces that most people recognize. For instance, Whistler's Arrangement in Gray and Black, Portrait of His Mother, or the Mona Lisa, or if you're talking about writers, you'll have Shakespeare writing Macbeth. These are all really iconic pieces. Now, neither of us pretends to be a music professional, so we actually let our music department say, if you had your choice to pick 70-some pieces of music that you think are iconic all throughout history, what are they? And then they return to us with this list of both the musicians and the pieces. So it's neat because when you're actually spawning these in game and you have, for instance, Whistler come up, this is the piece he actually created in real life. So it just adds a whole other layer to the game in terms of interesting things for the user to see.
So I'm guessing Kesha didn't make the cut this time, but maybe years from now, which is really understood.
Yes,
We
yes.
can see her in it.
We got to see what the judgment of history is first.
Okay, and then we have a great musician that Dennis selected. It's the Norwegian musician Edvard Grieg.